Hello, and welcome to Pedia Talks, an educational channel for the mums and dads. The topic I have chosen to talk about today is a very relevant one in the present times and was requested for by some of my viewers. So today's discussion will be on screen time in children. How much is too much? Now, what is screen time? The time that anyone spends across all screens daily, be it a mobile, television, computer, or a tablet. Whether we like it or not, screens are an integral part of our lives, including those of our kids. As prolonged viewing may be harmful in a number of ways, therefore concerns arise regarding how much time to spend in front of screens. Guidelines need to be defined for duration of screen usage so that maximum benefits of this technology can be taken with minimum harm. So how much screen time? Well, there is no evidence as to how much screen time is a safe limit for any particular age group. What we can ensure is the quality rather than the quantity of screen time, which translates to usage of digital media by children and teens in ways that will strengthen their social and cognitive development rather than waste precious time on activities that can result in emotional or physical harm in the long run. So when should you introduce the screens to children? This will vary with the age group of the children we are dealing with. In children less than 2 years of age, learning should be a skill best acquired by active interaction of the child with the parents and environment. And too much screen time should not take over the normal process of development of speech, language, and social skills. It is therefore recommended that no digital device be given to the child except for an occasional video call with the family. Avoid the use of screens as pacifiers for a crying child. Avoid them as an aid to feeding the child. Children learn what they see, so as parents, we have to limit our smartphone use, especially when the child is around. Engage the child in age-appropriate fun-filled activities like playing out in the open, reading storybooks, coloring books, building with blocks, ensuring physical interaction with other children. Now in children 2 to 5 years of age, screen time still has to be minimal, not more than an hour a day, and that too in small bits over 2 to 3 times a day. The control of the screen and the content watched should be with the parent and not the child. Content watched on screen to be purely educative and preferably interactive so that the child is actively involved in the learning process rather than doing passive watching. Ensure that the programs viewed on the screen are age appropriate. They should not be watching violence or listening to vulgar language which can have negative impact on their impressionable minds. Under no circumstances, child should be given their personal screen at this age. Do not allow screens at meals or bedtime. The child must taste and enjoy his meals. Similarly, there is no replacement for a bedtime story told by the parent to the child after they have been lovingly tucked into their bed. Outdoor playtime for the child should be a sacrosanct event and never be compromised on by a screen. In the school-aged children, screen time should be mainly for education and learning. Total time should not be more than 2 hours, including recreational programs. Major studies should still be done offline. Even during screen time studying, ensure that the internet is turned off whenever possible so that the child can do their work undistracted. Monitoring by parents is essential to ensure that screens are used only for their mandatory education. It is a good idea to keep the digital devices at a place where the adults can keep an eye on the children while they are working on them. Install protective software on the computers to prevent children from visiting unsafe sites. Also ensure safe search settings on your computer. Device control should still be with parents and no personal devices for the child. Recreational watching should preferably be along with the parents, or at least the parents should know what their children are watching. In fact, this kind of co-watching can become a healthy discussion point between parents and the children. For example, say some scene of theft, lying, marital discord, or mildly sexual undertones in a movie can make a parent talk about their opinion and reinforce in their child their own value systems on the topic. A healthy discussion with parents on confusing topics goes a long way in making children emotionally secure. Screen time should never impinge upon regular bedtime and adequate 9 to 10 hours of sleep. Neither should it replace outdoor playtime where physical time is spent with children of their age. Screen time in adolescents. Well, this is a bit tricky as adolescents need to carry phones to stay in touch, as they would need to go out of their homes for tuitions, school trips, or stayovers with friends. So the approach should be maintenance of the right balance between proper and improper usage. It is best to include the teens in your reasoning as they mature enough to understand logic, but they would revolt to an unexplained ban on things. Emphasize that the usage still should be mainly educational and towards skill development. Mindless, endless web surfing to be avoided. Screen time should never impinge upon at least 1 hour of outdoor physical activity, 8 to 9 hours of sleep, adequate time for meals, hobbies, and social interaction with family and friends. A few general guidelines regarding screens usage. Parents will need to monitor the sites visited by the children, guide children about all the dangers the kids can be subjected to, like fraud, cybercrime, stalkers, pornography, etc. Parents will have to update themselves with technology in order to do all of this. It is a good idea to occasionally visit the sites that the kids do so that they can ensure the kids are not subjected to any crookery on the web. Parents need to be the role model for their kids and they cannot teach the children if they themselves spend their own productive hours flopped in front of screens. This can be taken as one of the numerous adjustments we make in our lives for the sake of the well-being of our children. Just as we set ground rules for various other things at home, for example, sleeping time, brushing time, etc., similarly, rules must be set for digital devices. For example, no devices during mealtime or bedtime or only after finishing homework, etc. You may even set digital-free zones at home, say no screens in the bedroom, or digital-free time zones, say no screens during particular times at home, as per the requirements of your home. The bright light from the screens can interfere with sleep quality, so no screens at least an hour before bedtime. Maintenance of correct posture is important to avoid eye strain, neck pain, etc. Practice looking away from the screen frequently. Follow the 20-20-20 principle, that is, take a 20-second break every 20 minutes and look 20 feet away. Don't forget to blink frequently. Child is never to be allowed to lock their room while working on the screen. Some parental hacks pulled out of personal and friends' experiences, which can be especially helpful when the children are small. You could intermittently switch off the Wi-Fi when you want to disengage the unyielding child from the screen. Keeping colors of the screen grayscale may make the screen look not so attractive. Children can be given candy bar phones when they need to go out and you need to stay in touch with them. Position the home computer in a spot in the home where the parents need to frequently enter and exit, enabling them to monitor the kids' digital activity. A word about media addiction, as a rare child may demonstrate this. The child just wants to have the phone or tablet all the time with them. They can play video games for hours together without getting tired. Separation from the device results in aggression and violence. Their social skills, sleep schedule, and scholastic performance starts getting affected. These are all the signs of addiction to digital media. Remember, this is a mental health problem and the child needs to be taken to the pediatrician who may further seek intervention of a child psychiatrist. Thank you and happy parenting. If you have found value in this video, please like and share and subscribe to my channel. Take care and see you in my next video.